King Charles's recent declaration, one that has sent shockwaves through the royal family and beyond, marks an inflection point in the history of the British monarchy, a seismic shift that threatens to alter centuries of tradition and reframe the role of the royal family in the modern world. What was once an institution defined by the rigidity of its succession and the clear-cut line of royal hierarchy is now poised for a transformation that is both dramatic and unpredictable. The royal family, often seen as the epitome of stability, now finds itself grappling with a future that is anything but certain, as King Charles's bold vision for the monarchy takes shape before the eyes of the world. For generations, the monarchy has stood as a symbol of continuity and tradition, a stabilizing force that carried the weight of Britain's history and identity. The line of succession, a carefully preserved system, always moved in a straight line, from monarch to heir, from father or mother to son or daughter, passing down the throne without deviation. This methodical approach to leadership has given the royal family its sense of permanence and predictability. However, King Charles's recent statements have disrupted that tranquility, leaving the world to wonder if the monarchy is about to undergo a transformation that could reshape its very identity. This unprecedented declaration of possible changes to the line of succession has left many wondering about the future of the monarchy and what it could mean for the royal family's next generation. For years, Prince George, the eldest son of Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, was the obvious and almost unquestionable heir to the throne. His place was solidified from the moment of his birth, with the world watching as he grew up in the public eye, preparing for the role he was destined to inherit. Princess Charlotte and Prince Louis, his younger siblings, appeared to have more distant futures in the royal hierarchy, destined to take on more symbolic roles, far removed from the direct line of succession. However, King Charles's recent remarks have cast a long shadow of uncertainty over this seemingly clear path. Could Charlotte, the second-born child, find herself thrust into a new and unexpected position, one that would place her alongside George in the royal leadership? This possibility is a radical departure from the traditional model of succession, one that has always been so rigidly defined. For the first time in centuries, the idea of shared monarchy, of multiple heirs working together to carry out the royal duties, now seems like a legitimate, though highly unconventional, future. The monarchy's future suddenly seems more fluid, more open to interpretation, and perhaps even more inclusive of the family members who were once seen as secondary figures in the royal story. The concept of a shared monarchy, where power is divided and balanced among family members rather than being concentrated solely in the hands of the eldest heir, challenges everything the royal family has represented for hundreds of years. It is not just a shift in leadership, it is a reimagining of what monarchy itself means. Could we witness a monarchy that is no longer defined by a single figurehead, but by a collaborative and collective leadership? Would Prince George, Charlotte, and even Prince Louis, the youngest of William and Catherine's children, all play a role in this redefined vision of royal duties? This bold reimagining of the royal family's structure could be exactly what the monarchy needs to survive in a rapidly changing world, where the relevance of traditional institutions is increasingly questioned. The implications of this shift are vast, far-reaching, and filled with tantalizing possibilities. Could Princess Charlotte, once seen as the backup heir, now rise to prominence in a way that would challenge her older brother's role? Might she become a central figure in the monarchy's future, with equal weight in her responsibilities as George, rather than simply supporting him as a secondary figure? This shift in perception, as dramatic as it may seem, is part of the royal family's larger effort to modernize, to evolve, and to position itself in a world where power and influence are no longer concentrated in the hands of one person, but shared and distributed across the family unit. This move could signal a move toward inclusivity, one that would ensure the monarchy resonates with the diverse and dynamic society it serves, drawing on the strength of all its members rather than relying on a singular figurehead. But what about Prince Louis, the youngest member of the Cambridge family? For much of his early life, Louis seemed to occupy the periphery of the royal line of succession, his role secondary and largely symbolic. However, with King Charles's recent vision of a more fluid and collective monarchy, the question arises, could Louis find himself playing a role in the monarchy that was once deemed impossible for him? Could the youngest Cambridge child emerge as a more influential figure than anticipated, taking on royal duties alongside his older siblings, perhaps even in collaboration with George and Charlotte? The prospect of Louis stepping into a leadership role is no longer as far-fetched as it once seemed. His future within the royal fold is now open to new interpretations, and this shift in perspective could have profound consequences for the royal family's dynamics. This bold move by King Charles, casting uncertainty over the future of the line of succession, is not simply a family matter, it is a public spectacle. The monarchy, with all its pomp and tradition, is also a symbol of British identity, and any change in its structure resonates far beyond the royal family itself. King Charles's push for a more modernized and shared leadership model could be viewed as an attempt to make the monarchy more relevant in an increasingly democratized world, where people demand accountability, representation, and transparency from their institutions. This move could allow the royal family to remain in touch with the public, to evolve with the times, and to ensure its continued place in British society. However, not everyone is convinced that this change is for the best. While some see it as a progressive step forward, others are deeply skeptical. For those who hold the monarchy dear, the thought of a fractured royal structure, where leadership is shared among multiple heirs, could seem chaotic, unpredictable, and perhaps even dangerous. The monarchy has always been seen as a pillar of stability, a source of unity for the British people. Would dividing its power among multiple members dilute its authority, and would it risk undermining the centuries-old institution? Can the monarchy survive if it loses the clear, singular leadership that has long defined it? This internal conflict within the royal family, the tension between tradition and modernity, will be a key theme in the coming years. Prince William, who has spent much of his life preparing for the role of monarch, now faces an uncertain future. Will he find himself at the head of a monarchy that is not his to command alone, but one in which his siblings and children will play key roles? How will he feel about this shift, knowing that his path to the throne could be more complicated than he had anticipated? Prince William's relationship with his father, King Charles, will be tested in new and unprecedented ways. Will he accept this new structure, or will he resist, holding steadfast to the traditional view of monarchy as a singular institution? For Catherine, Princess of Wales, the mother of George, Charlotte, and Louis, the implications of King Charles's plan are equally significant. Her children's future, and her role within the royal family, are now being redefined. Could Charlotte, whom Catherine once believed would be a supportive figure to her older brother, find herself standing shoulder to shoulder with him in the leadership of the monarchy? Will she be ready to carry the weight of such responsibility? And will Catherine, as the matriarch of this new generation of royals, support her children's roles? Or will she have reservations about the unforeseen challenges this new structure presents? As these questions loom, the drama surrounding the royal family grows ever more intense. King Charles's announcement has created a ripple effect, one that touches every corner of the monarchy, and leaves no royal member untouched by its potential implications. The future of the British monarchy has never been so uncertain, so charged with possibility, and so filled with intrigue. The stage is set for a new era in royal history, one that will be defined not only by King Charles's leadership, but by the collaborative, multifaceted role his children and grandchildren may soon play in carrying the monarchy into the future. Whether the royal family will embrace this shift, or whether the weight of tradition will prove too strong to overcome, is a question that will be answered in the years to come. What is certain, however, is that the monarchy is standing on the precipice of change, and the world is watching with bated breath.